Hello everyone, my name is Eric Jones and I am the turf teacher, and we're going to look at a PowerPoint that I've put together entitled Mission Statement. It is a very important statement that needs to be a part of your company. It needs to be understood not only by you, the owner, but by your employees. If your employees are not understanding your mission statement and they're not seeing where you want to take the future of your company, how do you expect them to want to grow and flourish with you as the business owner and to grow this company to a level that they will understand? So it is up to us, the business owner, the entrepreneur in the horticulture industry, the irrigation landscape contractor, the landscape contractor. It is up to us to actually design and write these mission statements that not only yourself, your employees, but your customers, and that the general public can understand about your company. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow a lawn care company through and write a mission statement, a vision statement, and create some goals and objectives and some strategies for this company. And so you can actually take this information and use it for your business. Now, at the end of the lecture, there will be the 10-question quiz, and either one of the questions or an additional part on the quiz is going to be for you to write your mission statement. And that way I'll be notified by Moodle that you've wrote your mission statement. I'll log in and look at your mission statement and give you a pat on the back and a big thumbs up. But what I want you to do is at least write one. You may already have one, and that's great. We all need to have that mission statement. We need to see where we're going to take our company to the next level. Now, understand that these mission statements are a work in progress. You can revisit it monthly. You can revisit it biannually, or at least once a year, and see if it's fitting your company and where your company is at that moment in time. A year from now, you may be doing things a little differently, so it may be time to revisit it and to rewrite your mission statement. So, creating that mission statement. The mission statement is a guiding light for the business and for the individuals who run the business. Again, it is for us, the owners. We need to see where we're taking our company. It is the pathway. It is that guiding light for us to see where we're going. And it's usually made up of the following three parts. Your vision. It is the big picture idea of what you want to achieve. The big picture, down the road, huge, broad. So when we're thinking vision, think broad. Mission is the general statement of how you will achieve your vision. And then your core values, how will you behave during the process? And we're going to take a look at each one of those. And what I've done is I've wrote one for a company called Turf Team, so we can actually see the process of writing that vision, seeing that mission statement, seeing the core values, listing some goals and objectives, and going from that way. Now, on the personal side, goals and objectives might be a little bit easier in your personal life. When it comes to business, it can get a little tedious and a little hard to follow some of these goals or the objectives which will help us achieve that goal. But even then, it's hard to write it. It's hard to see those goals. We may not know what they are right now. And again, it's going to change with time. And it's okay. That is perfectly okay. I like calling these mission statements a work in progress. It's continually being updated because we grow as individuals, so we're going to change how we run our business. We're going to change and grow with our employees. We're going to grow and change with our clients. So again, a work in progress. But each one of these parts is an important aspect of the guiding light that drives your business or points your business in the right direction. And once you've developed your mission statement, the next step is to create the following items. We're going to create goals. Goals are general statements or mileposts of what you need to achieve your vision. The objectives, specific, time-sensitive statements for achieving your goals. And then strategies or action plans or action plans or specific implementation plans of how you achieve your objectives and your goals. So look at those, write these down, hit pause, write what a goal is, write what an objective is, and write what a strategy or action plan is. And each one of these are very, very important parts of the mission statement. And I like goals. I like writing goals, especially in my personal life. I like writing them down, and I like seeing them. I like seeing them somewhere every day, whether it's walking into my office every morning, if it's writing them on the refrigerator, on a piece of paper and sticking it there with a magnet, that I can see them every single day. Because we get so tied up in our everyday life that we may forget those goals. We need to be reminded of them every single day. And I like making little lists that I can check off. And the next thing you know, I've got that list completed. And when I complete that list, it is right there completing that first goal for me. So those are what I'm saying my objectives are. My little list is my little objectives of how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to achieve that goal. Below are definitions of the three mission statement elements. And again, an example of the statements for a lawn care business, which we're going to call turf team, is included for verification. Vision. Your vision or a vision statement is a mental picture of what you want to accomplish or achieve. Now, think about it. Are you in the landscape business? Are you in the irrigation business? Are you in equipment sales? Are you in lawn care? All of this can be different. All of it can be different on different aspects of your company. Again, you may be doing multiple streams of revenue in your company. You may have a lawn care division, which the vision statement for that is going to be different than if you were running an irrigation division of your company. So it's okay to have different visions for different segments of your vision. But a good example is might be you want to develop a profitable winery or successful organic dairy business. Very, very, very possible, especially in the South here. You know, everybody's on that organic kick. Everybody is still into that winery kind of thing. Here in North Carolina, you know, hops and having microbreweries is a good thing. But again, let's take it back to the turf side. And what does turf team have? The vision of the turf team is to be stewards of the land that has value added lawn care. So think about it. People are always looking at the lawn care industry as people dumping all these chemicals and you know, being the opposite of a steward of the land. And I first heard of stewards of the land in undergraduate school when I was studying landscape architecture, and my professors introduced me to that. They're like, we are stewards of the land. We're landscape architects. We are the stewards of the land. We're the ones that are going to take care of Mother Nature, take care of the earth. We are the stewards. And so a lawn care company who is maybe wanting to go that organic route and use less chemicals, or take an integrated pest management philosophy towards lawn care, would want to implement in their vision that they are stewards of their land and that they do have value added lawn care. So you can be both. You can be a steward of the land and have a lawn care business. But that is Turf Team's vision. That is their big mental picture of the company. This is what the owners want for their company. And this needs to be recognizable by the employees, by the general public, by clients, but definitely your employees, the boss man and your management staff and your everyday operational people need to see that, you know, we are stewards of the land. And we have that lawn care program that adds value for our clients, stewards of the land. And they need to emphasize that. I love that name, stewards of the land. That vision statement, it needs to be concise, off a little bit, concise and easy to remember. Because it's easy to remember, it's it's easy for everyone in the organization to remember it and to know what it is. And when people know what it is and they can focus on it, their daily activities automatically is directed toward achieving the vision. So that lawn care professional that's working for Turf Team, he walks into the office and he remembers and he sees that they are stewards of the land, and he's out applying or doing an application for a client, and he realizes that, hey, they've just got just a few weeds in the yard. How about get the backpack out and spray just some spot spraying versus spraying the entire lawn with the big tank sprayer. They've not only saved the company money, but they've done the right thing for the environment by only taking care of those few select weeds in the yard, instead of mixing the pesticides with the liquid fertilizer and broadcasting all over that lawn. They put out a dry application of fertilizer, and they spot sprayed with a backpack in certain areas that only had those weeds. They were stewards of the land, and they had that value added lawn care. They took care of the client, and they took care of Mother Nature as well. So just by that client, not the client, but just by that employee seeing that every day on a billboard or a poster when they walk into the office to punch the time clock, they are remembered. They are, set in stone that, hey, we are stewards of the land. And sorry, I'm getting a little upbeat about this, but it's kind of a passion for me, guys. And not only is being steward of a land a passion for me, but having our employees see our vision for the company. It's hard for someone to want to work as hard as we do as business owners, and we really can't expect that from our employees. But what we can do is emphasize to them what our vision is and where we're wanting to take the company, and that there is rewards if they want to be a part of it. But again, nobody's going to work as hard as you. Nobody's going to work as hard as your spouse. No one's going to work as hard as your kids that come up in your business. Nobody's going to put in the effort that the owner does, and that's a hard reality. And you can't expect them to, But what you can expect them to do is at least follow your guidelines and do the right thing out there, and that is part of your vision by being that steward of the land for this particular company. So your mission, a statement of mission, is a general statement of how you will achieve your vision. So we know what that vision is. That vision is to be a steward of the land who offers value-added lawn care. There's a very close relationship between the two, between the vision and the mission. And the mission is usually an action statement that usually begins with the word to. And once again, it is very simple and a direct statement that is easy to understand and remember. So we've got vision statement. Now we're focusing on this mission statement. Turf Team's mission: to create and facilitate an integrated pest management plan for each client. Now, see where that's correlating, so where that's kind of coming together. Vision statement: to be stewards of the land by having value-added lawn care. How we're going to do that? How are we going to achieve that vision? Is we're going to create and facilitate an integrated pest management plan for each client. Now, hopefully most of you already know what IPM is. That's, doing the scouting, doing the monitoring, and only applying a pesticide when it's absolutely necessary. Yes, you're still going to have to use pesticides in the landscape. I'm all for that. I am a big proponent of using the chemicals, but as long as we use them correctly and only at the time when we need to. I'm sorry, the world would starve if we didn't have pesticides. Look at agriculture. In America, we are one of the ones that help feed the world, and we have to have that with the correct use of pesticides. The problem is there's too many people out there using Roundup and using broadleaf herbicides when they don't need to, when there is another way to take care of it, especially when it comes to insecticides. Insecticides are a lot harder on us as people, way more than an actual herbicide. But back to the lecture. If you have that IPM plan for each client, that's a helping achieve that vision. because we are stewards of the land. We're not just going to sell a lawn care service and go out and dump a bunch of pesticides on it for the client. We're actually going to go in and come up with an IPM plan for each client. That is making us the stewards of the land. Turf Team's mission defines how it will achieve its vision. We just did that in that mission statement. It will be a steward of the land by creating and facilitating that IPM for each client. That close relationship between the two, remember? And that vision and mission will describe what will be achieved and how it will be achieved. Again, those two are very important, very important. Your employees, when you walk up to your employees, you just say, what is our vision? Well, our vision is to be stewards of the land by offering value-added lawn care. Well, how are we going to do that, Mr. Employee? Well, we're going to create an IPM plan for each client that we have. And that is a selling tool, ladies and gentlemen. You're not doing that for free to begin with. Everybody talks about being a sustainable company. I mean, I really think that the horticulture industry and landscaping and irrigation is a sustainable business to begin with. We are taking care of Mother Nature, but what else does the definition of sustainability need to have in it? You need to make money. You need to sustain yourself. You can't go out there and do this stuff for free, or you're not going to be sustainable. You're not going to be in business long. So take care of your clients, do the right thing, and you'll actually help that pocketbook grow as well. Sell it. IPM is a good selling point if you're in the lawn care business. Now, your core values. They define the business in terms of the principles and values that the leaders will follow. They provide the bounds or limits of how the business leaders will conduct their activities while carrying out the vision and the mission, your core values. And just like the Army values, I'm still Army reservist, and we go by the Army values every single day. Your company needs to have a set of core values that people will conduct themselves when they are representing your company. Turf Team's core values is to provide economically sound products for our clients, whether it be a pesticide, whether it be another opportunity to take care of an insect, or to is it possible to remove just a certain patch of weeds by spot spraying or whatever? However we're doing it, we're offering economically sound products for our clients that are safe for the environment, safe for their pocketbook, and safe for our pocketbook. We need to practice high ethical business standards. Do the right thing. I've never had a problem with doing the right thing. If I'm questioning whether I should do something or not, I'm not going to do it. That's just me, and that should be all of us when it comes to business. I've never understood how people can do something willingly knowing that it's wrong and that it's unethical. And that's like a whole another topic when it comes to landscape ethics. And it's probably something that we all probably need a refresher course on each year. Is when we're dealing with clients and when we're dealing with our employees. We need to be ethical. Always respect and protect the environment. Again, hey, we're stewards of the land. And what we need to really focus on is producing high quality scouting and monitoring for our clients, because that is the biggest part of an IPM plan. The integrated pest management plan is scouting and monitoring. Look for these bugs, look for these weeds, and you need to set that threshold. Now, some clients' thresholds might be a little bit more tolerant than some. If you drive by and you look at my lawn, you're going to see weeds in it. That's just something that doesn't bother me. Okay, I can have a few weeds in my lawn and I'm not going to be upset. And I am a horticulture professional. Yes, I would love to have that lush, green, perfect grass, but I'm just not going to put the money and the time into it. I'm busy taking care of other people's properties. And some people may be fine with mow, blow, and go. They could care less if their weeds, their grass is full of weeds, crabgrass, or any of that stuff. So set that threshold for them. You may be taking care of a property that just doesn't matter. But you may have one that is, not going to stand for any of it. So the idea is to keep watching for it. And yes, within an IPM plan, you can charge for going and taking a look at that property. Do a report. Let the client know that you were there. Walked around. We saw that less than 5% of the turf had any Bermuda grass in the fescue or whatever. Let them know that you were there. That is a fee that you can charge them. And always meet the change in need and desires of your clients. So always focus with the time. Some people, at first, they may not care. Then eventually, when they're starting to stay home a little bit more, or as they get older, they may want that perfect lawn. So always be able to adapt for them. The core values will tell a lot about the leaders of your company, and definitely here at Turf Team, how they will conduct their business activities and relationships. The core values. And just think, some of you guys are probably veterans too. Remember those Army values, and I still live by them every day, even though I may not be wearing the uniform every day. But I still live by the Army values, and I expect my employees to live by the core values that we've built within the business. All right, so characteristics of some mission statements. To create a successful mission statement, you should keep the following concepts in mind. Again, simple. Should be very, very simple. Creating the statement, though, is usually not easy. It can be hard. And you may want to write it multiple different times. You may want to write it, sit back, think about it, and then rewrite it again. But it needs to capture the very essence of what your business or company is going to achieve and how you will achieve it. And again, it doesn't have to be set in stone the first time you write it. You can change it in 6 months, revisit in 6 months, look at it a year later, and you may want to change it because your company is growing, your company is hiring more employees, your company is getting more clients. So all of this is going to change as your company grows. But keep it simple. The fewer the words, the better off you are. It needs to be easy to remember. Short and concise, the fewer the words, the better. I just said that. Use just enough words to capture your essence. And most people have the bad habit of making them too long. You want to add additional information or qualifications to the statements. With Turf Team, I don't have to say that we're licensed pesticide applicators who are stewards of the land with value-added lawn care, but we kind of tend to want to brag on some of the qualifications that we have, or certifications and license. There's other places to do that. Don't include that in your mission statement or your vision statement. Qualifications can come later or on different parts of your marketing plan. The statements, these longer statements, they can confuse the reader and they'll cloud the real meaning of your statement. Just think about it. We are licensed pesticide applicators who are stewards of the land, who add value-added lawn care to your property. Way too long. What it is you're not focusing on stewards of the land. Stewards of the land is what you want people to know. And you're stewards of the land because you have value-added lawn care. Each successive draft of your statements should be to simplify and to reduce some of those words that you may have in your mission statement. So not only do you may want to revisit it and redraft it based on how the company's changing, but look at using fewer words if at all possible. Your mission statements of vision, your statements of vision and mission should be a single thought, and that can be easily remembered and carried in your mind. To test the effectiveness of a mission statement in any business, just walk in and ask the managers, ask the leaders of this company what their vision and mission statements are. And if they can't tell you right off the spot, then it's little of no use to the company. No littler use to the company. And that's, sad to say that that they can't, do that for us. Here at the college, my dean used to walk in and say, what's the mission of the college? What is the vision statement of this college? And we had to respond right away. And that vision and that statement, it made sense to us because that's exactly what we're doing. We're in the community. We're in the community college system. And we're here to educate the local community. And that's, we take that to heart with our students. And we want to produce good employees for local companies that are hiring. So, and that's what we do. And hopefully, you guys are hiring some of our students that are coming out of the college. The vision and mission guide, the everyday activities of every person involved in the company, not just the owner. Again, it needs to be like plastered on your office when your employees get there. Again, they need to be short, simple, and capturing what you want to accomplish. And it should make your employees want to accomplish that as well. All right, the fluid process. People really dread writing mission statements. My students in my marketing and management class that I teach, they really agonize. I mean, that's the plain word. I mean, this is the simple word. They really can't focus on how to do it. It's not easy. It's not a simple process. But remember, they're not cast in stone, and they can be updated anytime. And I kind of go back to landscape architecture as well. To get started, you have to just draw. People are like, I can't focus. I can't envision what I need to do with this property. I don't know how to get started. No, you know how to get started. And the simple thing is just draw. Put it on. That's why we have trash paper. You know, you've seen my lectures before talking about the trash paper or the bum wad or the sketch paper. You know, have that. Just have some sheets of paper to start writing this mission statement. Just start writing, typing, whatever you need to do. I'm a man of pen and paper. I love to sit down and sketch things out and write by hand. I love that. Love my computers, don't get me wrong, but I still love the simple handwriting, just writing notes. I love keeping a calendar, handwritten calendar, versus with it on my iPad. So it's just easier. If I write something, I'm going to remember it. And late at night when I'm laying in bed and I'm thinking about my mission statement, grab a piece of paper and write it down. But if I've wrote stuff down the day before, I'm usually going to tend to remember it more so than I am if I'm typing it. I just do better handwriting. But again, just get started. Think about it. Grab that sheet of paper, and by the end of this lecture, hopefully you guys are able to type in what your mission statement is and what your vision statement's going to be. And hopefully list some goals and objectives that's going to help you achieve where you want your company to go. And the funny thing about this, if you've ever written a business plan, your mission statement and your vision statement is part of your business plan. If you've ever had to go to the bank and borrow money to get started, they're going to want to see that business plan, and they're going to want to know what your vision and mission statements are. So again, some more characteristics of good mission statements. It's often best to do the best job of writing it as you can. Just use it for a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be for long. Again, revisit it months or a year later, and it's often easy to sharpen the statement at that time. Again, you're going to be refreshed. You're going to be like, wow, okay, Eric, I see where I was going with this, but now it's more crisp and more clear to me. And yes, I can shorten it. I can take out some of those words and make it. And make it work for me, and make it work for my employees, and make it work for my client. And remember that the statement is to clarify what you are doing. Stewards of the land with value-added lawn care by implementing integrated pest management plans for all of our clients. All that just kind of flows together, right? I'm seeing it, and hopefully you are. All right, unique businesses. It's usually more important to write the mission statement for unique businesses or non-traditional business where the purpose of the business is not generally known. And also, when I'm telling you guys, if you've seen any of my lectures when it comes to social media or name picking for social media and your websites, think about it. What if you've named your business your name? What if it's your name, comma, Inc.? Let's say Eric Jones Incorporated. Well, people see that and they're like, well, what the heck does he do? Well, if they read my vision and my mission statement, they would see, oh, he is a provider of horticulture education and landscape and irrigation contractor CEUs. They're going to see that. when they read the vision and mission statement. I still like my business name to be part of what I do. That's why I called my business Turf Teacher Inc. So they're going to see, oh, he is a teacher. I am a teacher. I'm a professor of horticulture. And I love the turf side of it. I love the turf business. Turf teacher. I teach irrigation and I teach landscape, turf management, all that. So make sure that if your name doesn't represent what you're doing, that it is clearly defined in your mission statement and your vision statement. Or if it is a very unique business that people aren't too familiar with. And I can't think of a good example right away. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking, well, let's take, I love coffee. I can drink coffee 24/7. My wife only drinks it in the morning and she'll have like 2 cups and that's it. I can drink coffee all day long. For one, I'm in education and so we've always got a pot of coffee going, but my favorite coffee is Black Rifle Coffee, you know, and their vision and their mission is to only serve, you know, people in the military or fire and EMS and you know, people along that side. I mean, they'll sell to everybody, yes, but their marketing, their targeting of it is towards people who have been in military service or been in service for their community as a police officer, fire, EMS, of that nature. So when you hear Black Rifle Coffee, you're kind of just thinking maybe it's just another brand of coffee, you know. But when you read their vision and their mission statement, boom, you know they're doing it for the love of their country and people that's served it as well. Mission statements are important for the businesses so that everybody who works for them or is part of it can understand and will know how to accomplish it. It's keeping everyone on the same page so they're all pulling in the same direction. Of course, there's always going to be this one employee or a couple employees who's not going to be a part of the ball game, and then it's time to fire fast and hire slow. You want your employees to be right there with you. Granted, they're not going to work as hard as you. They're not going to work as hard as you. And the ones that are working just as hard as you, eventually, unfortunately, they're going to leave you and they're going to start their own green industry business. And that's kind of hard sometimes. It's like, even here, you know, when I first started teaching at the college and you know, my parents still had a strong landscape business, I almost felt like, am I teaching the competitors? You know, or am I creating someone that's going to go out there and compete with my parents? But again, as I've been more involved with teaching and learning more about education and learning more about being a professional in the green industry, I know that I'm not going to lose a job because of pricing or because because someone disliked me. They're going to choose that competitor of mine because they like them more. They've connected on a deeper level than they ever did with me. So it's all about presenting yourself and feeling comfortable. Again, I tend to get drifting off a little bit and getting carried away, so my apologies. But once you've developed your vision, mission, and core values, you can then develop the goals and objectives needed to achieve your vision. So we've got that vision, our broad picture, and then the mission statement of how we're going to do it, and then the core values of how we do our day-to-day business. Not only in business, but also it should be in life, the values that we have in life. And so next, we're going to focus on goals and these objectives of how we reach these goals. So goals are general statements of what you want to achieve. They need to be integrated with your vision. They also need to be integrated with your mission of how you're going to achieve your vision. And some examples of the company goals might just be improve profitability, increase efficiency, capture a bigger market share, provide better customer service, improve employee training, and reduce carbon emissions. Now, look, we've had our vision of being stewards of the land, right? Well, look at the top two and the last two. Improve profitability, which is helping you be sustainable, increasing efficiency is helping you be sustainable, and being efficient is also reduction in these carbon emissions. It's reduction in waste of pesticides, of fertilizers, putting only the correct amount out. And then by improving employee training and getting your employees trained on sustainable practices and keeping them certified in pest management and licensed in pest management, that is all part of being stewards of the land. Am I not right? You know, capturing the bigger market share and providing better customer service, that's not really focusing on, you know, being a steward of the land, but 4 out of the 6 are. And so that is being tied into your vision and tied into your mission. Now, everybody should want to be able to provide better customer service, and everybody should want to capture a bigger market share. So, a goal should meet the following criteria. Suitable. Does it fit with the vision and mission? Well, definitely the 4 out of the 6 that we had. And then the other 2 that we just mentioned, yes, that needs to be a part of everybody's goals. And is it acceptable? Does it fit in with the values of the company and the employees? Is it understandable? Is it stated simply and easy to understand? And 1, can it be adapted and changed as needed? Exactly. And we're going to go back and look at it. Remember, suitable, acceptable, and flexible. My goodness, I'm going too fast. There. Okay. Is it suitable? Is it suitable for us to be profitable and efficient? Yes. We should want it. And does our employees want to have training? Yes. Every employee loves an opportunity to go and get training. It makes them feel good. It's kind of like a reward. And then reducing carbon emissions is very suitable for us, whether we are, you know, doing all granular applications. You know, we're not running sprayers. We're not running ride-on sprayers. We're not running tractors with sprayers on it. We're actually pushing it. That is helping reduce carbon emissions. I'm not saying that's what you got to do, but I'm saying it is suitable to it. Is it all flexible? Yes. All this can be flexible. You know, we're going to be flexible by providing employee training in the winter when we have some time off. Are we acceptable? Every single one of these should be acceptable by you, the owner, and definitely by your employees. All this needs to be up there. And it's okay to list the goals in the office. When they walk in, they see it. You need to have a big break room with all this stuff posted for them. Make sure these goals are focused on the important properties of the business. Be careful not to set too many goals. You run the risk of losing focus. And if you're not achieving a goal, it just feels like they keep sitting there. That's why I like listing just very few. And I like listing the lists underneath the goals or the objectives. That way I can go and check them off. And I like seeing that check box. I like having that box. Check. It's done. All right, we've got 2 more objectives, and then we've accomplished this goal. Also design your goals so that they do not contradict and interfere with each other. You don't want that to happen. You know, you want to achieve one goal, move on to the next one. Create that list and keep that list going. I love seeing check marks, check boxes completed, task completed, the objective completed. Now we're so close to achieving that first goal. These objectives, or I like to say tasks, are specific, quantifiable, time-sensitive statements of what's going to be achieved and when it will be achieved. There are milestones along the path of achieving your goals, and some examples of company objectives could be to earn at least 20% after-tax rate of return on our net investment during the next fiscal year, and to increase market share by 10% over the next 3 years. So these are lists that we can see. Now, they might be a little bit bigger than we expected, or a little bit larger, but they are obtainable, and they are easily, well, maybe not easily achieved, but they are achievable with hard work and dedication. Now, we can always look at our numbers. We can always look at our numbers, and 20% is a good rate of return on your investment. So, I mean, work hard for it, guys. It is attainable. Lower the operating cost by 15% over the next 2 years by improving efficiency in your process, not just manufacturing. But I mean, we're lawn care, so we're thinking of the process of how we apply the chemicals. It might be reorganizing where we operate geographically. You know, I don't know how many time again I hear guys call me. How do I fix this problem where I'm working across town? You know, it's Wednesday and Miss Johnson, who lives 20 miles away from me, wants her yard cut on Wednesday mornings, but then Miss Smith, who lives 30 miles from her, has to have hers cut on Wednesday afternoon because some reason. We've all had those clients, but we have contractors going all over the place. They're not focusing in one neighborhood. You know, you can reduce your operating costs by staying in that same spot every single day. Go into one area and staying, and then moving on the next. Sometimes we may have to fire that client, just like we fire an employee, but it'll help reduce our operating costs. Reduce the callback time of customers' inquiries and questions to no more than 4 hours. Hopefully that's 4 hours a month. Now that would be awesome, right? Nobody wants to get those complaints. No one wants to get those bad questions. Why didn't you do this? Or, you know, you did not do this when you were here. Reduce that callback time. Objectives, they should meet the following criteria. They should be measurable. What will happen and when? Suitable. Does it fit as a measurement for achieving that goal? And is it possible to achieve? Sometimes we can set these objectives so far-fetched that they're not going to be achieved, and they need to be feasible. Because the one thing you don't want to see is, and you'll see this more when you start writing this stuff down, if that one objective that you just can't quite achieve, maybe we've set our expectations too high, and maybe we need to rewrite our objectives. It doesn't need to be there, because the one thing you don't want to see is your employees looking at that and being like, whoa, we're not going to be able to get there. Don't have that up. Commitment. Are your employees or your people committed to achieving that objective? Ownership. Or is your employees responsible for achieving it? And should it be included in the objective setting process? Make them have ownership of it. Make them want it. Whether that's through a financial reward or however you want to set it up. But your employees and the people, your staff, your team need to take ownership in these objectives. Most business goals fall into one of 4 categories, and a variety of these objectives can be constructed to meet the goal in each category. Examples are given below, and each of the objectives should be described with a quantifiable outcome to be achieved by a predetermined deadline. All right, now let's get into some strategies and action plans. They're statements of how you're going to achieve something. In sense, the strategy is how you will use your mission to achieve your vision. Strategy is a series of actions or activities designed to achieve that goal. Goals and objectives provide milestones for measuring the success of that strategy in achieving that vision. So, hey, another step, right? We've got our strategies. Action plans are your tactics, statements of specific actions or activities used to achieve an objective. You need to identify specific individuals who have the responsibility for implementing the action plan. So with your turf business, what are they going to do? What is their action plan? Well, you probably have like a 7-step or a 6-step or a 5-step application program. They're the ones who are going to implement this plan. They're the ones that's going to implement the IPM. They're the ones that's designed your IPM plan. They're the ones that's going to be scouting and monitoring for those pests that you need to take care of. The following are strategies, goals, objectives, and action plans for turf team. Note that these strategies are a series of ways of using the mission to achieve the vision. Goals are statements of what needs to be done to implement the strategy, and objectives are specific milestones for meeting the goal. Action plans are more specific actions for reaching the milestone. So we're breaking it down a little bit more. Strategies are a series of ways of using the mission to achieve the vision. Goals are statements of what needs to be done to implement the strategy. And this sounds like a pretty good test question, ladies and gentlemen, on that Moodle quiz. And objectives are specific milestones for meeting that goal. Action plans are specific actions for reaching that milestone. So a big slide right here, ladies and gentlemen. So your vision, steward of the land with value-added lawn care. Mission, to create and facilitate an integrated pest management plan for a client. Strategy, let's use experienced lawn care technicians trained in sustainable practices. That is a strategy that we're going to take. And a goal would to be hire 5 local community college, horticulture, or turf grass graduates this year. All right, so why are we looking at the community college? Because they're already trained. They're already trained in sustainable practices. Horticulture in itself is a sustainable industry. Turf grass is a sustainable industry. They're learning these practices. IPM is a big thing here in North Carolina. When you get your pesticide license, they talk about IPM and what we need to be doing, the scouting and the monitoring. So you want to hire these graduates that are already trained. They're trained in these sustainable practices. So if your goal is to hire 5, how are we going to do that? Objective, create a recruiting package by February 1. Okay, why are we thinking February 1? Well, I kind of think February is probably the kickoff of the lawn care industry. You're probably going to be putting out the pre-emergent time for that. But you should already have your employees in place, the first of the year for the start of the season, because the one thing that happens when you start recruiting community college employees, and I get a phone call, it seems like every single day, or at least an email, Eric, hey, we'd love to send you a flyer for a position that our company's hiring. Okay, that's great. Send it to me. We'll put it on our job board. Well, what's the catch? What do they need to do? We need them full time. They need to be here, 7 in the morning, and we're working till 5 o'clock at night. Okay. I mean, I can see you wanting that. Well, our students are still in class, and they finish up, usually every day by 1:30, 2 o'clock, just depending on, if it's an odd or even day, just the way we've got our classes scheduled. They're either going in at 1:30 or 2. And, well, we need them full time. Well, then you probably need to advertise somewhere else. And I don't mean to be a bearer of bad news, but, they're wanting that college graduate before they graduate. If you're wanting that full-time position, you need to contact me mid-April when they're graduating 1st of May. Give me a couple weeks and say, hey, we've got these students ready to go. So, but contact the local community college about job posting, identify the potential students, and list our qualification. Well, we try to get our students ready for certified plant professional. We try to get them ready for their pesticide exam. Those are the 2 things we love seeing them graduate with. They're not able to sit for the contractor's exam because they need more experience using. And then, if the student is interested in working for this company, we're going to give them that information so they can be contacted on their own and hopefully set up an interview with that. So, but create that package by February 1 and know what you're looking for. Call me. We'll set it up maybe where you can come in around mid-April, end of March. That way the students will kind of know, hey, all right, I'm graduating the 1st of May. I'll be ready for a job by then. So, but it's kind of hard, and I hate telling contractors no that call me, but I'm not going to tell a student quit college and go work for this company. You're just so close from graduating in a 2-year degree. Stick with it. Strategies are critical to the success of your business, and this is actually an outline plan for doing something and then to do it. If you don't carry through on your strategies, your vision and mission are of no value. You got to list them and you got to carry them out, guys. It's that series of unique steps that will achieve the business vision, and the more unique the business, the more creative and innovative you need to be in crafting your strategies. All right, in conclusion, creating the statements described above may seem like a lot of busy work, and I know we're all busy. We're all busy. It used to be, seeing my parents, in the industry, of definitely being busy in the spring and in the fall. Summer kind of slacking up a little bit with some hot weather, but the winter always being kind of dead. My dad was the only one out pushing snow for years, and he's doing it on an open cab tractor. And but I seen them grow something very successful and large at one time. And yes, they've scaled back now, but to work in 24/7, they could with 30 employees, and having more than enough work for them, and not having enough help at sometimes with that many people on staff. At times it got crazy, but we're all busy. But if this is done properly, guys, it'll save you money and it'll save you time and increase the odds that your business will succeed. Creating these statements will help you focus on the important aspect of your business. And they will force you to focus on where you're going, how and when you'll get there, and then think of these statements as living documents that are changed as the needs of the business change. Too often, these statements are treated as iconic relics to be stored away in a safe place. If you don't use them, you have wasted your time. Focus on it. Make it a part of your business. Fall in love with it. Make it happen and revisit these statements, these vision and mission statements. And once you've achieved a goal, set another goal. I don't list goals and then achieve them and then not focus on anything else. Achieving one goal makes me want to go after another goal and then another and then another. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. So, reference to Don Hofstrand. I appreciate that. It was an article from him. Great guy. And what I want you guys to do now is to go back to the Moodle site, take that quiz, and then in the space there, list your vision statement for me. List your mission statement. It'll be fun reading those guys. So again, thank you for this taking this course. Thank you for your business, and I will see you guys in the next lecture. Turf Teacher out.